Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening or good night. This is Jen at JensArtyInclinations, a place to create, share and play.
Hello, it's Junk Journal January time, which is hosted by Meg's Journals, and here are all the prompts with today's prompt, balance. All right, so I had fun with photos today. I had these little photos that I picked up from Which Craft Do You Do? And I had these little coffee-dyed tiny CD envelopes, little faux CD envelopes, I guess. So I'm just doing up the little photos onto a journal card like you'd do a specimen. That's just a piece of faux tape that I put over the edge because I put the tab on the wrong side at first. So that's a bit of cover-up and a bit of extra decoration.
Now, the photos that I'm using, I believe Kerry said that they're from some wonderful vintage wrapping paper that she had. And so I've got a stash of these and they're fantastic to use for different projects. And the nice thing is, because they were wrapping paper, they were really nice and thin and they do have that kind of vintage feel. So look, I'm essentially framing them and popping them in these little envelopes like how you would do a little specimen slide or something along those lines. Had a little tab on the top of them. The backgrounds are simply some cut up scrapbooking paper, but obviously you can use anything. You know, I've rounded the corners, I've cut them to size and inked the edges off camera so that you can just see me putting this project together. And yet I still fumble around as I go, but it cuts down a bit of the time for you in these challenges where we do a video every single day and you've got so many to get through. Anyway, love how they sit in the window. I think they are very cute. It's a different way to do a pocket. And I don't use photos enough in my junk journals. And there was a challenge in Ephemera as well that I also did a photo flip in that. And I really love that look. So, you know, it's one of the things about challenges. I feel like they help inspire you. That's just a piece of washi tape, by the way, that I'm just joining these couple of ruled pages that my photos will attach to and flip out from. So I'm just using that as a hinge, essentially. But yeah, the good thing about challenges is they do make you think differently about things. They make you revisit things that you've done before. So yeah, it's a good way to find some inspiration when you're feeling a bit stuck. Anyway, now I'm just gluing down the flaps of the envelopes so that I can still get out those journaling cards, and I'm putting these onto the edge of the shorter piece of writing. And I wanted to do that so that it was easy to see, that you could flip all of this. Just measuring by eye there, doing it very, very roughly. And then I thought a little label on the top. Now, where's the balance? I'm hearing you ask. The balance was kind of the mirror. So I thought doing two means that it balances the page against each other. So I was kind of thinking of balance as mirror kind of things in this. But, you know, balance is obviously balancing your page. So this is what's in the back of my head and where my brain ended up. Now, I thought it'd be really cute to just do some teeny little tabs that just lace onto some scraps of coffee-dyed paper that I had. And they just worked really cutely. And when I glued down my pages onto the page, you'll notice I put a little lace strip up the side. So again, that's balancing it. So you've now got the lace in the three parts. On the top there was a tiny little tear that just meant it wasn't folding as well. So I just used a little piece of masking tape and inked over it just to give it a bit more of an aged look as well. And then just to finish it off, to give that little page a bit of a prompt in itself, while we're working off prompts, I've done a bit of lace across the top with just a word moments there, which was a tag that I had. And it's funny, when I was preparing my pieces, I thought that this would be super simple. And I just kept adding and tweaking as I went along. So I guess self-editing. I decided it did need a little thumb hole in the back of those envelopes. So I added that and I put a little bit of masking tape for strength, which meant that then I covered the back of the envelopes and I had this gorgeous piece of blank ledger paper that has date and name. And I just thought, I'm really thrilled that I did that I made that little mistake in needing to do that afterwards because, I just think that adds to the vintage feel of the photos and the flips. And I can imagine someone writing notes there about who the people were. Maybe they were a casting agent looking for photos for some of the, first old black and white pictures or photos for the photo studio. And they're writing notes in their casting books. So, your brain can go all over the place. So really simple flip, and I hope you had fun watching it come together, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I'd love it if you could leave me a comment below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw today. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next time. And in the meantime, keep creating. Enjoy!